This is a 70-yard shot. This is a 60-yard shot. This is a 50-yard shot. And this is the dreaded 40-yarder. Do some of these shots scare you, give you panic attacks? It might be fear for all of them. Well, no more is that gonna happen. You are going to love these shots. These are birdie makers. These are par savers. This is the area you punch out to when your drive gets in trouble. So you will be an expert at these numbers after this video. The good news is this: we're gonna set up basically exactly the same way for every single shot. And am I using my 60-degree wedge, which scares a lot of people? No, it's a 54-degree wedge. So we're gonna use one club for all the shots. And if you only have a 50 or a pitching wedge, that's fine too. Ball position, it's gonna be center or slightly forward of center. Do not, whatever you do not back the ball up in your stance for these shots, please. It's not gonna benefit you at all. We do not want that club digging down into the dirt. Here is perfectly aimed at the flagstick, my feet. What I wanna do is I wanna aim slightly left of this. So it's a feel thing. It's not exact science, but about, let's say, half of your foot. That's your aim. Perfect. The club face, I want it squared up to the target. So it's gonna look a little bit open. And then my hands, I like everything center. The reason I like everything center, just right down my sternum, is because it's easy to rotate around that. If I get my hands up here, you can do it, but the feeling's slightly different. Whereas here, I can rotate easily and keep the leading edge from digging into the ground. If we're here, it's just easy to get too steep on that. I'm a big believer in knowing how far I'm taking each swing. So here we have 40 yards. The setup's gonna be identical as we go. The only difference is I might get a little wider stance as we go back because I just need more stability as I take a longer swing. And it's the only thing that's changing. The setup is identical. So here's my 40-yarder, 54-degree. I'm going hands, waist high. That's where I am. And then from here, I let the club handle fall and I rotate around my body, right like so. So waist high, hands down, rotate around. My hands might go beyond that, but my feeling for me is I'm right here. So I'm here, and then from here, I'm just rotating my body around and letting the club be connected to my body here, turn through, and that bounce and the sole of the club is just sliding along the grass. Body weight is always on that front foot. Even if you put 100% of your weight on that front foot, it's not gonna be wrong. What do we do at 50? Now, 10 yards farther, where do we make the adjustment to get more distance? I'm just gonna go a little wider stance. And then my hands were waist high. All I'm trying to do now is feel like my hands are just above my belt buckle. So the first time I was trying to be there, for me, feeling that, now I'm just gonna feel slightly above the belt buckle. Ooh, almost made that one. You'll find that as you go, certain distances will be easier and more comfortable for you. And that's something you gotta remember when you're managing yourself around the golf course. What am I gonna lay up to? What am I pitching out to? Where do I want to leave this shot? As I hit these shots, whatever I swing on the backswing, that's where I want to finish on the forward swing. So I want those two things to match up perfectly. And always notice I'm finishing on my toe and the outside of my left foot. That's 50. What do we do at 60? I like this width for everything. This is comfortable for me. Lean forward, perfect. I was first shot, second shot, I'm going the same distance up. Third shot, right around there. From there to here is what I'm thinking about in my golf swing. How do we make sure we're accelerating through the ball? And what we mean by accelerating is not from here, that kind of acceleration. I just want smooth, and then when I'm right in here, that's when I feel like everything starts moving a little faster. You're here on the follow through. So it's almost as if right when I get down here, that's where I want the club to start going whoosh. I want to hear the whoosh. It's not here, it's let it come down to waist high, and then that's where the maximum acceleration is. Oh, I hit the flag. And for all of these, know this, when you swing back, if that club head gets behind your hands, that's no good. We want that out here. No rotation whatsoever. So how do we keep that out here? What I like to think about is this. As I take it back, I want to see the club handle in my eye. If I can't see it, if I've turned my head to see it, you did it wrong. The club handle should be out there. Right there, I want to see it right in my eyeball, right there. That's why people do this little practice swing. It's like, okay, there it is, perfect. Now the dreaded 70-yarder. Whatever you do, this is my 54. If this is the maximum distance it goes, like if it's full swing, that's how far it goes, don't use this club. We don't want that. We want, for control and accuracy, we want less. We want to use more club. We don't want full swing. The shorter the swing, the more precision you can have. I want to get it so that I'm just right here, just below my shoulder. And I can fully rotate as I make contact with the ball. You're gonna come to a spot where you're gonna have a lot of spin on that ball. For me, this shot, 70 yards with this club, tons of spin, a lot of control. So here's a little bonus for you. As you do this, sometimes you're gonna say, why does it go left? Why am I missing to the right? If you have those two questions, here are the answers. If you're missing it too far left, because I'm aiming over here, that means you're picking the club up too fast and just pulling it to the left. In that case, you need to bring the handle closer to your legs on the backswing. And that'll get it working straighter. If it's going too far right, that means you're rotating the hands too far in. And when you come back, the club path is way right and the ball's going right and right. So then you gotta make sure that you're not rotating the hands. How do you make sure you don't rotate the hands? It's this right here. Get a ball, put it right behind your ball, and I'm gonna set up and I'm gonna take my backswing, and as I do, I want that ball to be pushed straight back. If you push it back, there, you rotate it. Oh, if you can only do that on the golf course, that's your 40 to 70 yard shots that will save your score.